What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Power Action Clicks, where in these close-up videos we get a little closer into the clicks and the stories they come from. Recently we had our Cry for Blood OP Heroclix kit based on the Batman and Huntress comic Cry for Blood. If you haven't read it, it's really an awesome detective noir comic that gives this incredible backstory into the Huntress. Up until this point in the comics, Gotham has just suffered greatly. It's had a plague that was unleashed by the Order of the Saints of Dumas in the story Batman Contagion, had a city-shattering earthquake that leaves it devastated in Batman Cataclysm, and in Batman No Man's Land, another comic, the government has basically declared Gotham is no longer a part of the United States, and in No Man's Land, the criminals have taken over in the aftermath and divided Gotham into these different territories. Then we have Batman and Huntress Cry for Blood. Everyone has been through a lot by this point, and Batman has realized in No Man's Land that he can't really trust her due to her violent actions. She has directly disobeyed Batman in No Man's Land, and that's kind of this falling out. There are older Heroclix from No Man's Land, which I thought was pretty cool looking back at them. There's a Batcave resource and all these Batman equipments that were actually pretty awesome looking. There's this really cool looking Poison Ivy, this Joker and Harley Quinn that look really great. The Penguin, and this really cool Penguin who actually is one of the villains in the comic who has really come out on top. He had really taken advantage of the situation in No Man's Land. Also, a lot of maps, and one that has actually been reprinted recently, the Wayne Manor grounds and Batman team-up, is a reprint from, I believe, No Man's Land, which I thought was pretty cool to see. So let's look at the clicks. Let's look here at Huntress. So her keywords, she has Batman family, Birds of Prey, Gotham City, Assassin, Detective. Of course, she's got the Batman family team ability for stealth. She has the target ability like a lot of assassins. She gets that extra 25 points when she KOs a target with a target token. And then she has her traded ability, Blood Cries for Blood. When Huntress is KO'd by an opposing attack, after resolutions, deal an opposing character with a target token damage equal to the damage she took from that attack. They make Huntress in this story pretty wicked in the best ways possible. She is the daughter of one of the Gotham City's great crime families, Helena Bertinelli. Her family gets gunned down one night in front of her while they're all at the dinner table. Sicilian, and how they can't really trust their government, and how their family believes in blood for blood. If you want vengeance, you take it, which obviously isn't a good way to go about things. She is whisked away to the old country after the death of her family, where she is taught how to become lethal. She gets this training that aids in her becoming the Huntress. Eventually, she comes back years later, and at a family dinner party, Batman literally comes crashing through the window and beats up all the mobsters in her family. She has this come-to moment. She realizes she can fight back against her family and the crime she was born into. A really awesome moment. She really takes after her mother, who was actually like a really good person. In Cry for Blood, she is being framed for murder. The arrow literally points to her. Her arrow is found in a dead mobster's chest that washed up in Gotham Harbor. There's a little bit more to it than that, but I'm giving you kind of a basis to go off of here. And then she has her damage ability, Shut Your Mouth or I'll Nail It Closed. When Huntress attacks, choose an opposing character within range and line of fire until your next turn. The chosen character can't use Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control. There's actually a pretty awesome ability here for her. She's 50 points. She has 5 range. She's got Sidestep, Precision Strike. Looks like Close Combat Reflexes. Overall, I think she's my top pick of all the characters in here in this Cry for Blood OP kit. She's actually pretty good for 50 points. Her abilities are pretty awesome. And next, let's take a look at Nightwing. By this time, him and Huntress have had a thing, and he still really cares about her and wants to help her. There's a period of time where the Huntress actually becomes Batgirl in No Man's Land, Batman No Man's Land. She's part of the family until there's this falling out I was talking about. Batman is, more about bringing the bad guys to justice, where the Huntress has been raised to believe more in vengeance. She wants vengeance. So Nightwing here has the Batman family team ability, the Outsiders team ability, like, he does normally. He has the keywords Batman family, Gotham City, detective, martial arts, and police. He has the traded ability, Bloodhaven's greatest detective. Nightwing modifies his combat values +1 for each friendly mystery card that can use a case closed effect. Pretty good in a mystery card team. And then he has the movement ability, Acrobatic Vigilante. Flurry, when Nightwing uses it, before making each attack, he may move up to 2 squares. He has improved movement, elevated, and through characters. He's got 3 range, 2 starting points, 55 and 30. Close combat reflexes, close combat expert, perplex, quake, it looks like here, precision strike. This actually isn't my favorite Nightwing. If I had to pick a Nightwing, I would definitely pick the Legacy Nightwing from Batman Team Up. He's just got a lot of really cool stuff for the 50 points that he goes for. A really awesome sculpt too. So I think this Nightwing from the OP kit would probably be my 3rd pick of the 3. The last figure in here, let's take a look at Batman. He's still pretty cool in this comic. This Batman is really geared more for a mystery card type team. He's my 2nd choice out of these figures. So another person shows up with an arrow in their chest, and Batman and Nightwing confront the Huntress. Batman is like, "You're coming with me," and the Huntress is like, no, I'm not. She tries to fight them, and she gets her butt kicked and ends up falling in a river, only later to be pulled out by the Question. So Batman's card, he has Batman family, Gotham City, detective, martial arts, of course, Batman family, team ability. He has the traded ability, the world's greatest detective. When Batman begins the game, for all characters with this trait, you may place a clue token on a mystery card on your sideline. If Batman is 65 points, place 3 instead. Batman modifies his combat values +1 for each friendly mystery card that can use a case closed effect. So that's pretty good. I mean, of course, for a case file, definitely getting all these bonuses is going to help. And there's also some mystery cards that I believe kind of throw stuff on your opponents, which could really help out with these type of decks. But they're going to take a lot of, mystery cards, a lot of figures in the teams. It's definitely possible. I'm going to see if I could try to make one and put it here on the channel. And then he has the defense ability, Stalking Through Gotham. Combat reflexes, willpower. When Batman uses willpower, he can move him. You may move him up to the result. Then he has the 65 point and 40 point starting lines, 4 range, dual targeting. He's got quake, precision strike. It's kind of too bad he can't move an attack at the 65 point starting line. He does have outwit and perplex. And I'd say he's probably my 2nd pick out of the 3 figures. He's really geared more towards that mystery card team, but he's still really cool. He gets pulled out of the river by the Question. He made his appearance earlier in the comic by this point with this really awesome page with him, and he's standing in the rain. We did just get a legacy card for the Question here in Batman Team Up, which was actually pretty cool. He's a really underrated character, if you ask me, and I'm really glad to just have some more context on the character. And I think he's really great in this comic book. So we get the Question in this OP kit in the form of the mystery card, Q's Question. The Question kind of turns things around for her, making her take things a little more slowly while she's recuperating under his care. He introduces her to his teacher, and this is part of her comeback in this story. It's really something you have to see for yourself, but it's actually, I really enjoyed it. It's really awesome. There's so much character building on her and such, and it just makes for a really great comic, a great story. And looking at the mystery file really quick, mystery files are an interesting concept. Let's look at this one here. After gaining 3 tokens, you have evidence on the suspect. You can't really get them, but you know that they're there. They might get, they get this -1 attack. It's pretty interesting, the game mechanics kind of that correlate to what's really happening. So you have 5 tokens to gain a little more evidence. You can kind of control the probability. You have an idea of what's going on. You can kind of re-roll the d6 once a turn. It's pretty interesting how this is turning out. With 7 tokens, you can look at it as the case is about to be closed. You're ready to make the final move. They have nowhere to hide. Opposing characters can't use Safeguard Outwit or Protected Outwit by this point. The jig is up. So I think it's really cool to look at the mystery case files that way. I hadn't really done that before. And I hope you all liked this video. I don't want to throw out too much more of this story out there. I just wanted to give you enough to kind of understand what's going on and how awesome this comic book is. And it's really cool to have some characters in Heroclix that are kind of representations of this comic book. If you liked the video, don't forget to throw it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. I did go a little more into the comic books than I normally do, but I really didn't mind it because I read this comic book and I really thought it was great and it was something I wanted to share. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.